I dream of being very rich sometimes. It feels nice to think of a version of myself who doesn't have many worries in life. What does being rich means, however, is subjective. For some, it might mean being able to buy expensive things. For others, it might mean going on vacations. To me, being rich essentially means not needing to work again. But the real question is, what would you do with your time if you didn't have to work?
Hi, welcome to Shedding Light. This is Merve. I'll be reviewing online craft classes on this channel and talk about life on the background. I hope you'll enjoy the content. If you like my videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And here we go.
I'll be reviewing Atsushi Futatsuya's Domestika course called Introduction to Sashiko Stitching. I'll leave a link in the description box if you want to buy the class and join me. I decided to buy the kit on his website. I thought that would be easier than finding and buying the individual materials, and it was. These are the materials that come with the kit: fabric pencil, thread, needle, thimble, threading tool, basting thread, bobbin, transfer paper, and fabric. The indigo fabric is really nice, and it's just the right size for making 2 projects with the 2 patterns he's teaching during the class. Going back to being rich. What would I do with my time if I didn't have to work? I would probably sleep in as much as I want, watch my favorite movies and TV shows all day, all of that. I would spend a lot of time with my cat Beanie. But also, if I was rich and I didn't need to work, I would probably create, because I have fun when I do creative work. I would have drawn, knitted, embroidered, painted, all day, every day. I would have done whatever gave me joy. There's a scene in a 1987 Turkish movie called Muhsin Bey, Mr. Muhsin, where 2 guys are talking about what they would do if they get rich one day. One of them, Mr. Muhsin, says he'll buy a house in a different neighborhood, start making prayer beads again, and he'd get together with all his friends for dinner. That's the whole point of being rich to me. Money by itself is just pieces of paper or numbers on a screen. Richness comes from the freedom it brings, and the question is, what do you want to do with that freedom? I completed drawing the first pattern, but I don't think I did right. It made sense when he was doing it, but it got confusing for me. I lost track of connecting the right dots. I can kind of see the pattern, but there are also a bunch of extra lines. Maybe practice this one on a paper first. I'll get to the second pattern. The good thing is, I don't need to wait for being rich in order to do what gives me joy. Hobbies offer a glimpse of a rich, fulfilling life. Sparing some time on your day to do things that give you joy without a concern for a financial outcome is freeing. There's a term that was founded by the Hungarian psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called flow state. Flow is a mental state that happens when a person is performing an activity and is fully immersed in an enjoyment in the process of the activity, so much so that it results in losing the sense of passing time. When I'm in a flow state or in the zone while working on a creative project, it gives me a sense of control. It lets me see the potential in myself to succeed. Those are powerful feelings. There's evidence that it reduces stress and anxiety, and that makes sense. Completing something or even making progress gives a sense of accomplishment. Makes me feel good, boosts confidence. This pattern was easy to draw and I enjoyed stitching it quite a bit. The instructor talks about how you shouldn't focus on making the perfect stitches, but you should rather have a rhythm and take your mind off of the individual stitches. He says he thinks about other things while he's stitching. That sounded to me like he gets in a playful flow state and just enjoys the peace it brings. Play is important. I was watching Gabor Mate the other day talking about Winnie the Pooh book on Dr. Rangan Chatterjee's podcast. The book was about how Christopher Robin has to go to school and he's sad that he won't be able to play with his toys anymore. Maté realizes how driven he was to justify his existence in the world that he didn't spend time for fun when he was in medical school, and he regrets that. Although, it's important to be aware of not turning the hobby into a part of that justification of existence. What I mean is, it's easy to find yourself identifying with your hobby and doing it not for fun, but the sake of being the person who does that thing. It's cool to be the musician, and you wanna be cool, until you realize you trapped yourself into that identity. When people ask, do you play? And if you don't, you feel guilty. It was something you did for fun, now it has become the source of regret and shame. I had that mindset for a while for a few different hobbies. I used to make stop-motion short films. I was a girl who does that, and I thought that was cool. It took me a while to finally admit that I didn't want to do that anymore. I was only doing it because it became a part of my identity and I didn't want to give that up. I now try doing things just for the sake of enjoying the moment. Another trap I fall sometimes is the perfectionism. Worrying about an undesirable outcome can stop me from starting in the first place. It's about the joy throughout the process, not the perfect product. Atsushi Futatsuya says in the class about Sashiko Stitching, there's a value in focusing on the process rather than the result. I like that. I finished stitching the pattern, washed it, and let the kasane activate. If you want to know what that means, I strongly recommend you to take the class. Overall, I really enjoyed the class. I ended up stitching only the second pattern. While I was working on it, I got into a flow state and lost track of time. When it was done, I patched it behind my jean jacket. I'm pretty happy with it. Ten out of 10. Hi, I'm Merve and this is Shedding Light. Hi, I'm Merve and this is Shedding Light. I'll be